Previously on The King of Queens. Stuyvesant Towers? Oh my God, in the city we signed up for years ago?
Uh-huh.
It's available now.
So what happened with that old apartment thing?
Oh, it's dead. Thanks to Arthur, I'm staying right here in Queens.
We can do it.
Huh?
The city.
What about Arthur?
He's getting married. I got
Keys?
to our apartment in the city. I was thinking that we could sleep there tonight. You know, bring wine, bag of ice. I can play Eskimo Girl.
I don't want to do it.
What?
I don't want to move to the city, all right? We can do Eskimo Girl here. I'll be Eskimo Girl. I don't even care. I just don't want to move.
Dad, what do you said you were okay with this. That my dream.
Yeah, I said that only because I didn't think we could move because your father. Oh, God. You know what? Go. I'm glad you're leaving.
Good, I'm going.
If I go to your fancy Manhattan, you know what? I'll be here, keeping it. I'll be back in 5, 4, 3, 2. Hello.
What the hell is that?
Warden moved out, finally got my scooter.
Good for you, Doug. On your own a week, and you've already given up cleaning and walking.
You finally decided to come home?
No, I just came. And by the way, my home is in Manhattan now, and you're welcome to join me.
Yeah, well, you know what you might want to do? You might want to open a window and check the temperature, because it's going to be a cold day in hell before that happens.
Trust me, I'm all for opening up a window.
Oh! You're gone, I'm all by myself, and I smell. Okay, where are you going?
To get the china.
Oh, no. No. My house, my china.
What do you need the china for? You having a dinner party?
I'll have a dinner party. I'll have a dinner party right now.
You didn't even know we had china until I said something.
I know we have china, okay? I love our china.
Oh, you love our china?
Yeah.
Well, what's the pattern?
Yeah.
Just stop, you're being an idiot.
No. You know what? 10 years of that, it's nothing but scar tissue.
Okay, fine, that's the way you want to play it? I'll just get some new china.
Oh, yeah? Well, good luck, because I already maxed out the credit cards. Retrofitting the SUV for this baby. Yeah! That's funny. What the hell?
Holy, you've been robbed!
Whoa, wait, what if they're still in the house? I mean, I can't die tonight. I'm wearing very girlish underwear.
Hi, baby. Just to let you know, I stopped by and grabbed a few things. But don't worry, I left the china. Enjoy your dinner party.
This is all your fault, you know, for making us bold 2 extra frames. We could have stopped.
What I'm good at.
You had to put up the bumpers.
I hardly use them.
You know what? Why don't we just go to Cooper's and watch a hockey game
Yeah.
there?
We do that and she wins.
Oh, she is good.
Hey, you know what? I don't need you guys. I don't need her. I don't need anybody. I was gonna make you panini too. You know what? More panini for me.
Evanescent cough takes centers it to Bonikarovsky. Bonikarovsky passes it back to Evanescent and a whistle, high sticking.
Hello?
Dougie!
Oh, hey, Mom, what's up?
Thank God you answered. I've been trying to reach you for days. I wanted to tell you and Carrie that we're flying in.
I had a companion ticket that was about to expire.
Anyway,
What?
we should be there in 2 shakes of a lamb's tail.
Mom! Dad, hey! Come have some cheese and crackers.
Where the hell's all your furniture?
Oh, no, we're having it refurbished. Yeah, you know, it's taking a long time, though, because I gotta be honest, I don't even know how they furbish it in the first place.
Where's Carrie?
Oh, Carrie, bridge.
She plays bridge?
No, she's on the bridge. Queensboro. She's cleaning it. It's a community service thing. It's court ordered.
What's going on here, Doug?
Here's the thing. Carrie, apartment in the city, and I'm kind of staying here by myself right now. It's all good.
You're separated? Oh, my God.
No, we're not separated. We're just kind of shaking things up a little bit, you know, separately.
Hey, you were right. This seafoam green really pops.
I told you.
Listen, I dug at the bowling alley. I never could have gotten the furniture without you.
Hey, it was not easy. I had to tell him that I needed the bumpers. I don't.
Listen, I know you and Doug are you guys are all about bros before hoes, but this hoe really appreciates it.
The cotton is soft.
Okay, well, 3 cans of Comet later, the kitchen is present. I'm gonna go upstairs and see if the oven cleaner took care of that toilet situation.
It's open. Hey, look who's here. Hey. Dougie, you remember Virginia?
Oh, yeah.
We played Mousetrap at Uncle Freddie's funeral.
Oh, yeah.
Anyway, I'll put out some coffee while you kids catch up.
Well, the toilet's bubbling. I think that's a good sign. Aren't you Howard and Judy's daughter?
I put Bailey's in the coffee. Get this, as the kids say.
Joe, could I talk to you in the kitchen? What the HE double hockey sticks are you doing?
Oh, open your eyes. The marriage is over. We don't find him somebody, he's gonna...
So you set him up with his cousin? What do you want, a 3-headed grandchild?
They can adopt. Like that Madonna.
You stop it! Look, Carrie and I are gonna deal with our own problems by ourselves, okay?
You know what you're gonna do? You and Carrie are gonna go talk to Father Biscuit. He'll straighten you out.
Mom, I'm...
Don't you mom me. You are going, mister.
Hey, thanks for painting the mural in the bathroom. It's amazing.
Oh, you like it?
I love it. It made me look really busty.
Well, I'm gonna go out and pick up some more paint and maybe something for the top of your curio shelf. The one I bought you at the Great Indoors.
Oh, you're the best. You're not taking the furniture back.
Don't want it. Just open the door. I just want to talk to you.
Wipe your wheel.
So this is it, huh?
Yep. This is the place you promised you'd live.
Why is there a picture of Joel?
Okay. If you're not here to tell me you're moving in, I got things I gotta do.
Okay, here's the deal. My mom found out about us being, all right, and she said she's not gonna go back down to Florida unless we go see Father Biscup.
And this is my problem because...
Because she's right downstairs in the car.
Crap!
And as soon as I press this button, old lady's cell phone is gonna ring. And as soon as she figures out how to answer it, she's gonna be up here, Carrie. So you gotta ask yourself, what's it gonna be?
All right. Let's go.
Good.
But just to be clear, it's only to get your mother off our backs, right?
Yep, we're just going through the motions.
Deal.
Deal. Oh, and I'm taking back the panini grill.
No, you are not taking back the... Fine, fine!
Where the hell were you. I waited outside the podiatrist's office for 2 hours.
Sorry, I got caught up.
The hell is that?
Something for a pretty special lady.
Who?
I can't say, it's complicated.
God, you're annoying.
What's your problem?
I've had a rough afternoon, all right? You know, I sat weren't shaved.
Things are moving pretty fast between me and Miss X, and we may be taking our relationship to the next level.
What do you mean?
I may be moving out. I'm sorry I couldn't give you any more.
Don't be sorry. Roommates are a dime a dozen. But know this, you walk out that door, you're dead to me. I'm like an assassin. I never look back.
Well, it was good being your roommate, and you know I gotta. So I'll see you later.
Yeah, whatever. Take it easy.
Doug? Carrie? Now, I understand from Doug's mother that you two have hit a little rough patch in your relationship. Well, in my experience, no matter how difficult things may seem at the moment, there's usually an answer where you least expect it.
Well, you've been very helpful.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Father.
Doug, Carrie, I'm not quite done. Now, Carrie, I understand you've moved out to get married.
Yeah?
Well, sometimes the departure of a family member from the household creates a void in your life.
That's a lot to chew on.
Yeah. Void where? Thank you very much.
You know, I moved back a baptism to make time for you two today. I thought you were here for spiritual guidance.
Well, the truth is, Father, we were going for the appearance of spiritual guidance.
Pardon me?
The thing is, Father, we're going to take care of our problem by ourselves, but we came to you because, well, we'd like you to get my mom off her backs.
And what can I do to help you deceive your mother?
Oh, I mean, she's in the car right now, so maybe you could, I don't know, I'm just spitballing here, walk us out with your arms around us or something.
Yes, with a look on your face like I did the best I can do. You know what I mean?
That would be great.
I don't want to do your job for you. So.
Yeah.
All right. If we're going to do this, let's get it over with.
All right. Thank you, Father. You're a lifesaver.
I'm surprised if there's a little something extra in your collection plate on Sunday. You know what I'm saying? I'll see you on Sunday, though.
Sorry to keep you waiting. Just be another minute.
Oh, that's
all.
okay, Father.
Hey, I work with her.
How are you?
Good. Look at you. You lost the baby weight already.
I know, and here it is.
Oh, let me see. What's his name?
He's cute.
Oh.
You know, I just remembered, I need you inside to sign a few more baptism papers.
Right now, I was about to feed the baby.
Oh, I'm sure Carrie would be happy to do it.
You don't mind, do you?
We'll be right in here if you need us.
Sure. Go ahead. All right.
Thank you.
What's that? Father B, he's a good egg, isn't he?
Yeah, he just likes to hear himself talk, though, right?
I know. What was it, that whole void thing?
I know. Like, what void? What, you don't think the babies are void, do you, Doug? I mean, we've been down this road. We tried to get pregnant. We can't.
But you know what? We could adopt. You know, my father said that when he tried to set me up with my second cousin.
Look, I never stopped wanting to have a baby, okay? What about you?
Are you kidding me? I'll take this one. He's already wrapped and fed. Let's get out of here.
What are we talking about? We can't adopt. We're not even living in the same place.
We could be.
Oh. And I guess you're thinking that I'm the one who should give in, right?
You know, I mean, a baby should have a yard with this fresh air and, you know.
Oh, can't get fresh air on a fire escape? Fine. But you know, if we adopt a baby, I'm gonna have to quit my job for a while. You know what that means, right?
Oh. Yeah, you're gonna be around a lot.
I'm gonna have to get a job that pays a lot more.
Come on, Carrie, we're not gonna go into the stupid sales thing again,
Doug,
all right?
your uncle said you can make double what you're making now.
Look, it's just that I've been at IPS Longer than anybody without a promotion. I mean, I'm right where I want to be.
Look, I know it's scary, but we're both taking a leap of faith here.
So let me just get this straight. You're gonna get rid of the apartment. I'm gonna get a new job. And we're both gonna...
Well, that's the deal that's on the table.
I'm in.
Me too.
I'm not pointing fingers, but someone peed on my hand. Hey, babe.
Hey, where's this?
Totaled it. By the way, our mailman's suing us.
So? All the paperwork in?
Well, once they give us the green light, we hop on a plane to China, and 14 hours later, we're parents.
Hey, I won't even have to gain the 60 pounds.
Yeah, I can't make that promise. So how you doing giving up this place, huh?
I'm fine. You know, we're both...
Okay, you want me to drop these off at the super?
Oh, no. I'll do it tonight.
Okay. Hey, since this is your last night in Manhattan, you want to enjoy a New York minute?
Sure. Should we roll out the bubble wrap?
I don't think so. Once I get going, it's gonna sound like a gunfight.
Hey, Mike. Good job on the Raymond Jack account.
Thanks.
Yeah. Hey, Doug. So how's your first week going?
Great so far. I mean, everyone's been really nice, and Gary invited me to lunch at Chili's.
Oh, yeah? Stay away from Gary. He'll pretend to be your friend and then badmouth you to everyone.
Actually, I was pretty psyched about going to Chili's.
Hey, it's your funeral. Personally, I'd fire the douche. But he's my top salesman. So, anyway, how you doing, Doug? You selling office furniture today?
Well, yeah, I might have a few leads. A CPA in Paramus might want to buy a chair, so...
I want to hear about our guy and a chair. I want to hear about a floor, a division, a company. This is a commission business, Doug. You want to make money, huh? Gary money? You get out there and you sell chairs. Gabby?
Yes, sir. Denelli Office Furnishings, first in lumbar support, Doug Heffernan.
You checked your apartment in Manhattan?
Who is this?
Just check your apartment.
We got rid of our apartment. Who the hell is this?
Dear God, what have I done?
Next time.
Piece of work, that man, right?
Yeah, well, at least he doesn't tell vicious lies to the people that love him.
What are you talking about? He does that every day. What's the matter with you anyway?
Discussing it right now.
The city of Manhattan had always been a glittering promise, a dream wrapped in steel and glass that Carrie Heffernan had held close to her heart for more years than she could count. When the opportunity at Stuyvesant Towers finally opened up, it felt like the universe was finally paying her back for all those years of patience in Queens. It was the city they had signed up for a lifetime ago, a place where the air felt charged with possibility and the skyline whispered of a more sophisticated life. But as quickly as the dream had materialized, it seemed to shatter. The old apartment thing was dead, or so Doug thought, thanks to the unpredictable whirlwind that was Arthur Spooner. Doug had been content, even relieved, thinking they were staying right where they were. But then, the wind shifted again. Arthur was getting married, and suddenly, the path to Manhattan was clear. Doug stood there, holding the keys to their new life, his mind racing with a mix of excitement and a deep, underlying dread that he couldn't quite shake. He had envisioned a romantic first night, just the two of them in the empty apartment with a bottle of wine, a bag of ice, and perhaps a little bit of playful role play. He had even suggested she could be the Eskimo girl. But the reality of the move was hitting him harder than he anticipated. The comfort of Queens, the familiarity of his couch, the rhythm of his life, it was all slipping away. When he finally blurted out that he didn't want to do it, that he didn't want to move, the air in the room turned cold. Carrie's eyes reflected a mixture of hurt and disbelief. She had believed he was on board, that he supported her dream. To find out he had only said yes because he thought it was impossible felt like a betrayal of the highest order. The argument escalated quickly, fueled by years of compromise and unspoken fears. In the heat of the moment, words were flung like stones. Carrie was going to her fancy Manhattan, and Doug was staying behind to keep it real. The days that followed were a testament to their stubbornness. Doug, now alone in the house, embraced a lifestyle of total surrender. He stopped cleaning, he stopped walking, and he finally bought the scooter he had always wanted, a silver beast that represented his newfound freedom from the domestic grind. When Carrie returned to pick up some of her belongings, she found him gliding through the living room, a shadow of the man she had lived with for 10 years. The tension between them was thick enough to cut with a steak knife. They bickered over the china, a set of dishes Doug hadn't even realized they owned until the moment he felt he might lose them. It wasn't about the plates, it was about the scar tissue of a decade-long marriage that was suddenly being pulled apart at the seams. While Doug tried to maintain a front of independence, the reality of his situation began to sink in. He was alone, he smelled of neglected hygiene, and his house was becoming a museum of bachelorhood. Meanwhile, Carrie was trying to build her new life in the city, but the transition wasn't as seamless as she had hoped. She had taken furniture, she had taken the sense of order, and she had left Doug with a house that felt hollow. Even their friends were caught in the crossfire. Deacon, caught between his loyalty to Doug and his friendship with Carrie, tried to navigate the minefield of their separation. The situation took an unexpected turn when Doug's parents, Joe and Janet, decided to pay a surprise visit. They arrived at the house to find it stripped of furniture and their son living like a castaway. Doug tried to spin a tale of refurbishment and community service, claiming Carrie was out cleaning the Queensboro Bridge as part of a court-mandated program. But the lie was thin, and his parents weren't buying it. When the truth finally came out, that they were living separately, the shock was palpable. Janet, ever the traditionalist, was devastated. She couldn't understand how her son's marriage had come to this. In a desperate attempt to fix things, Janet insisted they see Father Biscuit for spiritual guidance. It was an ultimatum, see the priest, or she wouldn't go back to Florida. Doug, desperate to get his mother off his back, tracked Carrie down at her new Manhattan apartment. The confrontation was brief and professional, two people who had shared a life now negotiating the terms of a fake counseling session. They agreed to go through the motions, to put on a show for the sake of peace, but the underlying issues remained unaddressed. The meeting with Father Biscuit was supposed to be a formality, a quick exit strategy. They sat in a small office, listening to the priest talk about the voids in their lives and the unexpected answers that often hide in plain sight. They were ready to leave, to continue their separate paths, when a moment of pure chance changed everything. Father Biscuit asked Carrie to help a young mother from the parish by feeding her baby for a few minutes while they signed some paperwork. As Carrie sat there, holding the small, fragile life in her arms, something shifted. The hard edges of her anger began to soften. The void Father Biscuit had mentioned suddenly had a face and a name. She looked at Doug, and for the first time in weeks, the wall between them crumbled. They had been down this road before, the struggle to get pregnant, the disappointment, the eventual resignation. But looking at the baby, the idea of adoption, something they had once dismissed, suddenly felt like the only way forward. They stood in the quiet of the church, the weight of their decisions hanging in the air. Adoption meant a total realignment of their lives. It meant Carrie giving up her job for a while, and Doug taking a leap into a high-pressure sales career to provide the financial stability they would need. It was a terrifying prospect. Doug had been at his job for years, comfortable and safe. Stepping into the world of commissions and quotas was a risk he wasn't sure he was ready to take. But as he looked at Carrie, and then at the baby she was holding, he realized that some risks were worth taking. They made a pact. They would move back together, they would pursue adoption, and they would face the future as a team. The transition back to a shared life was not without its bumps. There were logistical nightmares, mountains of paperwork, and the daunting task of preparing for a child. Doug started his new job at Denali Office Furnishings, a world of lumbar support and aggressive sales tactics that was a far cry from the driver's seat of his delivery truck. He struggled to find his footing, dealing with office politics and the constant pressure to perform. Carrie, meanwhile, was preparing for their trip to China, where they would finally meet their child. In the midst of the chaos, there was a sense of renewed purpose. They were no longer just two people living in a house in Queens, they were parents-to-be, navigating a world of unknowns. The house began to fill up again, not just with furniture, but with the sounds of laughter and the quiet anticipation of a new beginning. Even the bickering had a different tone, a playful edge that spoke of a deep, abiding affection that had survived the storm. On their last night before leaving for China, they stood in their home, surrounded by suitcases and the ghosts of their recent conflict. They had come a long way from the Keys to Stuyvesant Towers and the Silver Scooter. They were older, perhaps a bit wiser, and certainly more aware of the fragility of what they had. They knew the road ahead would be challenging, that parenthood would bring its own set of trials and tribulations. But as they looked at each other, they knew they were ready. They had taken the leap of faith together, and they were finally home. The journey to China was a blur of long flights and nervous energy. When they finally held their child for the first time, the world seemed to stand still. All the arguments, the separations, and the fears of the past year faded into insignificance. They were a family. Back in Queens, the house felt different now. It was no longer just a place where they lived, it was a sanctuary, a place where a new life would unfold. Arthur was still there, of course, adding his own brand of chaotic energy to the household. But even he seemed to sense the change. The Heffernan house was no longer a place of stagnant routine, it was a place of growth and love. Doug and Carrie had learned that a marriage isn't just about sharing a roof, it's about sharing a vision, about being willing to change and adapt for the sake of something greater than themselves. They had found the answer where they least expected it, in a quiet moment in a church and the tiny hands of a child who needed them as much as they needed her. And as they settled into their new life, they knew that whatever challenges the future might hold, they would face them together, keeping it real in the heart of Queens. The years ahead would be filled with the mundane and the extraordinary, first steps, school plays, and the quiet rhythm of a life well lived. They would still argue over the small things, and they would still face the occasional crisis. But the foundation was solid. They had weathered the storm and come out stronger on the other side. The glittering lights of Manhattan were still there, visible from the bridge, but they no longer felt like a missed opportunity. They were just part of the backdrop to a life that was far more beautiful and fulfilling than any city apartment could ever be. Doug and Carrie Heffernan had found their way back to each other, and in doing so, they had found their way home. The story of their life continued, a tapestry of laughter, tears, and the enduring power of love. They were a testament to the idea that even when things seemed to be falling apart, they might actually be falling into place. They had learned to embrace the unexpected, to take the leap, and to trust that as long as they had each other, they had everything they needed. In the end, it wasn't about the furniture or the zip code, it was about the people you choose to share the journey with. And for Doug and Carrie, that journey was just beginning. The air in the living room felt heavy with the weight of decisions that could change everything. Not long ago, the dream of Stuyvesant Towers had seemed like a distant memory, a city life they had signed up for years ago and finally found within their reach. But now, everything had shifted. Doug Heffernan sat there, feeling the silence of the house pressing in on him. The old apartment thing was supposed to be dead. Thanks to Arthur, Doug had thought he was staying right here in Queens, where things were simple and familiar. But Carrie had different ideas. She saw the city as a chance, a way to reclaim that old dream. She believed they could do it. She even had the keys. Carrie had walked in with a spark in her eyes, holding those keys to their new life in Manhattan. She was already picturing them there that very night, sharing a bottle of wine and a bag of ice in an empty room, playing games and being young again. She had even offered to play Eskimo Girl, a playful gesture to soften the blow of the massive change. But Doug was not moved. He did not want to do it. He did not want to move to the city. He told her plainly that they could play Eskimo Girl right here in Queens. He would even be the Eskimo Girl if that was what it took to stay put. He did not care about the fancy zip code or the skyline view. He just wanted his home to remain his home. The argument had escalated quickly. Carrie was hurt, feeling that Doug had led her on. He admitted he only said he was okay with the move because he never thought it would actually happen. He thought Arthur would be the permanent roadblock. But with Arthur getting married and moving out, the path was clear, and Doug was terrified. In a fit of frustration, Carrie told him to stay in Queens and keep it real while she headed for her fancy Manhattan life. She walked out, and Doug, stubborn as ever, counted down the seconds until he expected her to come crawling back. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. But the door did not open. Instead, something else arrived. It was a scooter. With Arthur finally gone, Doug had decided to treat himself. When Carrie returned briefly to grab some things, she found him riding the small vehicle around the living room. She looked at him with a mix of pity and annoyance. In just 1 week of being on his own, he had given up on cleaning and even basic walking. He tried to act tough, telling her it would be a cold day in hell before he joined her in Manhattan. Carrie was not impressed. She was there for the china. The battle over the china was petty but fierce. Doug claimed the house and everything in it, including the fancy plates he did not even know they owned until she mentioned them. He could not even name the pattern when challenged, lamely calling it gay. It was a stalemate of pride. 10 years of marriage had left them with plenty of scar tissue, and neither was willing to back down. Carrie threatened to buy new china, and Doug retorted that he had already maxed out the credit cards to retrofit his vehicle. The situation turned from tense to absurd when Doug returned home later with his friends, Deacon and Danny, only to find the house looking like it had been hit by a professional crew of movers. He thought he had been robbed. Danny was panicked, worried the thieves might still be in the house, especially since he was wearing what he described as very girlish underwear. But it was not a robbery. It was Carrie. She had left a message on the machine, letting Doug know she had stopped by to grab a few things but graciously left the china for his imaginary dinner party. Doug was left in a house with no furniture, feeling the sting of his choices. He tried to act like he was fine, turning down his friend's offer to go to the bar because he did not want Carrie to win. He tried to make panini for himself, but the loneliness was starting to creep in. The sound of a hockey game on the television was the only thing filling the void until the phone rang. It was his mother, Janet. Janet and Joe Heffernan were flying in. They had a companion ticket about to expire and wanted to see the kids. Doug panicked. He could not let them know that his marriage was falling apart. When they arrived at the empty house, he scrambled for excuses, claiming the furniture was being refurbished. He told them Carrie was doing court-ordered community service cleaning the Queensboro Bridge. But Janet was too smart for his lies. She sensed something was wrong, and eventually, the truth came out. Doug admitted they were living separately, though he tried to frame it as just shaking things up. Meanwhile, in Manhattan, Carrie was setting up her new life with the help of Holly. They were enjoying the new space, even if some of the furniture had been obtained through less than honest means at the bowling alley. Carrie appreciated the soft cotton and the fresh start, but the arrival of the Heffernans threw a wrench in everything. Janet and Joe were not about to let their son's marriage end without a fight. Janet took matters into her own hands. She decided that Doug and Carrie needed spiritual guidance. She dragged Doug to see Father Biscuit, a man known for straightening out troubled couples. Doug tried to resist, but his mother was a force of nature. He ended up at the church, waiting for Carrie to show up. He had pressured her into coming by threatening to have his mother call her incessantly. They agreed to go through the motions just to get the parents off their backs. Inside the church, Father Biscuit spoke of the voids in their lives and the answers that appear where they are least expected. The session was awkward. Doug and Carrie were just looking for a way out. They even asked the priest to help them deceive Janet by walking out with his arms around them, looking like he had saved their marriage. But then, a moment of reality hit. A woman Carrie worked with was there for a baptism. She handed her baby to Carrie for a moment while she went to sign some papers. Holding the child changed something in the room. The silence between Doug and Carrie softened. They started talking about the things they had avoided. They talked about the void. They talked about wanting a family. They tried to get pregnant before and failed, but the idea of adoption began to feel like a real possibility. They stood there, looking at the baby, and for the first time in a long time, they were on the same page. But there were conditions. If they were going to adopt, they needed stability. Carrie wanted a house with a yard for the baby, not a fire escape in the city. Doug would need a better job to support them if Carrie stayed home. It was a massive leap of faith. Doug would have to leave his comfortable spot at his company and try his hand at sales, something his uncle had always suggested. They looked at each other and made a deal. They were in. The transition was not easy. They started the paperwork for adoption, a process that would eventually take them to China. They were preparing to be parents, with all the excitement and fear that came with it. Carrie was getting ready to give up the Manhattan apartment she had fought so hard for, and Doug was starting his new job in office furnishings. Doug's first week in sales was a wake-up call. He was surrounded by people like Gary, who were cutthroat and competitive. His boss was pushing him to sell floors and divisions, not just single chairs. The pressure was intense, and the learning curve was steep. He was trying to be a provider, trying to be the man Carrie needed him to be, but the shadow of his old life at the delivery company loomed large. One day, while at work, Doug received a mysterious call. A voice told him to check his apartment in Manhattan. The apartment they were supposed to have given up. The voice was haunting, and the realization of what might be happening began to sink in. In the end, life was a series of complicated choices and unexpected turns. They were a piece of work, those two, but they were a piece of work together. Through the lies, the furniture moving, and the fear of the future, they were still the Heffernans. They were moving toward a new life, one that involved a baby from halfway across the world and a renewed commitment to each other, even if the road ahead was paved with uncertainty and the occasional argument over who was keeping it real. The story of Doug and Carrie Heffernan had always been a tapestry of Queens life, woven with threads of laughter, delivery trucks, and the occasional chaotic intervention from Arthur Spooner. But recently, the tapestry had started to fray at the edges. It all began with the siren song of Manhattan. Stuyvesant Towers, the prestigious city apartment they had signed up for years ago, suddenly became available. It was the dream Carrie had long deferred, a vision of urban sophistication that seemed within reach until the reality of their life in Queens pushed back. For a moment, it seemed the dream was dead, thanks to Arthur's presence, but then the news came that Arthur was getting married. The path to the city was clear, or so it seemed. Carrie had been ecstatic, already holding the keys to their new life in the city. She envisioned nights of wine and laughter, even suggesting a playful game of Eskimo Girl to celebrate their first night in the Manhattan apartment. But Doug, firmly rooted in the soil of Queens and his comfortable routine, hit a breaking point. He did not want to move. He confessed that he had only agreed to the plan because he thought it was impossible. The revelation struck a deep chord of resentment. Carrie, hurt and defiant, told him to stay in his world while she headed for her fancy Manhattan life. They were at an impasse, two people who loved each other but were suddenly speaking different languages. A week passed in a blur of stubbornness. Doug, left to his own devices, had quickly abandoned the basic tenets of household maintenance. He had even acquired a scooter, a symbol of his newfound, albeit lonely, freedom. When Carrie returned to the house to collect some of her belongings, she found Doug in a state of disarray. He looked as though he had given up on cleaning and even walking. Carrie, looking sharp and adjusted to her new urban environment, reminded him that her home was now in Manhattan and that he was welcome to join her whenever he decided to rejoin civilization. Doug, defensive and smelling slightly of neglect, shot back that it would be a cold day in hell before he set foot in her city apartment.